Hello everyone, hope the new year is going well for you. In this video, I'll be going over 100 vanilla plastic packs. Now without any further ado, let's dive into the video. Findrek's 3D buckets is a pack that alters the bucket items in Minecraft. They will now pop out of the item frame and look as if they are whole different blocks by themselves. You could also magnify this effect by including the invisible item frame pack. This way, you can put items on your wall as trophies or some sort of decoration. A spectacular pack for torches is Luminous. Using this 6 pack, the vanilla torches will have a richer appearance, with them looking 3D even on your hands. Being the very first pack to adopt this style, Motschen better leaves appealed to millions of players due to the beautiful 3D shape it gave to the leaves. Though the effect is very minimal, it made all the difference and greatly enhanced the woods in Minecraft. Xali's Enchanted box is a pack with one purpose, which is to give each enchanted book the recognition it deserves. Books like Blast Protection will have a creeper face on them, Fortune books will have emeralds on their surface, and so forth. Unity is a vanilla plastics pack with a fancy design. Few blocks will have 3D shape, sprinkled with some reflections if used with the PBR add-on and a shader. Some blocks will revert back to their original look of 1.12. Few items will pop out of the surface of the item frame, and a bunch of mobs will have different appearances. All in all, Unity is a pack that will fit many simplistic players. People that likes to enjoy subtle improvements here and there without overhauling the whole thing. STONEBORN GUI enhances the default GUI in Minecraft, giving it a beautiful medieval style with a dark themed background. A 100% full texture pack is the Dandelion X. This simple fantasy texture pack introduced a cool style that spreads to every part of the game. Even the clouds. You can also notice beautiful connected blocks, along with other gorgeous chisels on the buildings. This 6 pack is up there with one of the few packs that can make the game feels entirely different and reimagined with a very low size. And for this reason, it would be a great fit for any medieval fantasy mod pack. To begin here, we first need to acknowledge the incredible effort it took to make tens of variants for all the tools. These amazing new tools can be obtained through renaming in an anvil. And all you've got to do is visit the new default class page and copy paste the names there in your Minecraft world. And this applies to mobs as well. The pack also included seamless additions like 3D rails, 3D stone cutters, 3D redstone, and more. All's colorful grasses made the vanilla vegetation a lot more defined. You can easily spot the difference with colors being improved, vast variety added to the grass, and a better appearance overall. A small but effective pack on the list is UnderGrowth. With this 6 pack, small shells and sea stars will be spotted on the beach. You could also see random bushes, rocks, and mushrooms. These decoration assets can also change in variants depending on the biome. The first change in the Vanilla Evolved 6 pack are the lanterns. The corners of the lanterns are now 3D. Items like the armors and weapons have also been slightly altered, with outlines being colored similarly to the color of the item itself. And there are also some drastic changes to items like the axe and the golden apple. Rails have also been reimagined alongside foliage like grass, flowers, and even mushrooms. Repottery is a texture pack aiming to overhaul the concept of flower pots. Different kinds of flowers and plants will have different kinds of flower pots. Although this effect is modest, but it can really have a number of uses concerning decorations and gardening. Villager variety gives these mobs different types of skin tones, eye colors, and even facial hair. This is a great way to boost diversity in Minecraft. Loading Backgrounds is a texture pack that requires an additional mod to run. With this pack, you can expect some beautiful screenshots that display while your game is loading, so you are not staring at dirt all the time. Quadral is one of the many aesthetic texture packs that focuses on simplifying the game's texture, with the pack covering many parts of the game, including mobs, paintings, items, and others. A texture pack that combines great visuals and simple style is the Simplista. Every textures have now been smoothened to look silky and stylish, a bit like the BareBones pack if you remember that one. The Simplista also supports reflections on shaders, but this option can drain your FPS massively, especially if your PC is weak. That's why I'll be showcasing the pack with and without that option, and let you be the judge. Another STONEBORN pack is Gear Overhaul. The name kinda gives a hint to the content of the pack, since items including weapons, tools, and armors will have an improved design that is honestly very sharp. My favorite parts about the pack are the cool combination the Elytra and the Churchill helmet makes. It feels as though I'm using a device from a steampunk dimension or something. Baby Animals gives those mobs a different design that is more logical and cute. From the main menu, you can guess the amazingness of the BlockPixel texture pack. This pack mixes both simplicity and wilderness, which makes it look especially good. Not just that, but things like paintings will be refreshed. 3D shapes have been given to things like mushrooms and rails, as well as powered rails. And most mobs are covered here. The BlockPixel is yet another perfect fit for medieval adventurers that seek simplicity. An OG pack in the list would be the Creator pack. With it being a bit similar to Faithful, this texture pack got truly popular due to its vanilla-ish style and how the pack covers virtually every single block, item, and mob. It even has a version for Bedrock and Pocket Edition players and connects some of the blocks together for more of a united world. Quality Animals gives the cattle in Minecraft an enriched model. They will now have visible ears, noses, and tails. Baby variants have also been altered, and you'll notice an increased amount of variants. An additional animal that have been covered with this pack is the squid, as it will have a detailed textures with more of a realistic look. UltimaCraft includes many vanilla plus features such as connected textures, rocks and pebbles on the ground, alongside beautiful bushy leaves that if you zoom in close enough, you'll notice a falling animation. 3D models have also been added to functional blocks thanks to an additional add-on you must install. Blocks like the enchanting table, crafting table, the bloom, and more will be covered with this additional add-on. UltimaCraft also features some small details that are barely noticeable until you get closer. And as I mentioned earlier, connectivity is a large part of this pack and makes everything pulled together in a fantastic manner. An add-on could also be used to intensify the look even more by adding boom and VR visuals. What this means is that the textures will give the illusion of being hollowed and reflective. There is another add-on for this pack that can literally fry your GPU. This pack is full of surprises, and all of the add-ons mentioned here will be included in the pack's official page. Broken tools will make it so that your tools have a damaged appearance after being consumed too much. This is a feature that I never thought would be possible inside of a texture pack. Vanilla additions included modest features such as smoothly connected textures, a shield that will not blind you during battle, and even improved tools textures. Potions will now have better clarity as it will tell you the percentage of the effect and will have a small icon to resemble its content. Same applies to the Enchanted box. Villagers will now have different facial attributes such as different eyebrows, different skin tones, and different eye colors. GUI has also been enhanced and you can see what's in front of you even if you open your inventory. A similar pack to fresh animations is Squishy's Reanimated mobs. As of now, this resource pack only focuses on hostile creatures, with them having bodily expressions and interesting animations. The Squishy's Reanimated mobs sadly requires the installation of an additional mod, and it only works on 1.19 as of now, but I find it a waste not to give it a try and observe these breathtaking animations for yourself. Just some more Doggos added new variants for the wolf. The shape of the creature itself hasn't changed, but the textures did. There is a wide range of breeds you can discover, but a selected few will be harder to find. This includes Bone Chilling variant, Soul Burning variant, and the Snowy Dog variant. With the enhanced a bit vanilla, Drip Leaf will have a fixed model. Drowns will now swim like a player would. Spiders will have a long moving legs, which in some situations could be very horrifying, so keep that in mind. Horses will get their original design from 1.12, which in my opinion looks better, and the Piglin Brute will receive a wild and sharp look. Agamyst RE pack retextures tools in a way that is not very vanilla friendly, so apologies for that, but I can envision many scenarios where this pack could be useful, especially when mixed with another texture pack of a similar style. Torrezx-Biome Sniffers adds a lot more variants for the sniffer. The change in textures is biome dependent and it included variants like the Cherry Grove sniffer with a pink color, a jungle sniffer that has similar colors to the default sniffer but a bit darker, a mushroom sniffer with a mixture of white and red colors, and my favorite, the Arctic sniffer with an icy color and some frozen mucus on its nose. Without the addition of any 3D modeling, Cube Edge buckets only made small changes in the shape of the buckets in Minecraft, making them flat cubic, which surprisingly made a lot of difference. XXVI's better frame tools makes the swords, axes, pickaxes and shovels pop out of the item frame and look bigger. I see this pack being used with the invisible item frame and other packs to create some beautifully framed weapons. Shapescape Company makes some incredible texture packs, and Pixels is not an exception. I truly admire how Pixels is very simple, yet holds some interesting details on the blocks that makes it stand out and prevented the pack from looking bland. Apparently, every single block, items and mobs have been covered with this pack, and it's also possible to get it on Minecraft Bedrock Edition as well, but unlike the Java version, you'll need to pay a few dollars. Totem Bundle Pack includes an incredible collection of totems, all of which can be obtained through renaming. The only problem I had with this pack is how you must apply 7 packs, each with a specific totem. Grey Screen gives the lime wool a super concentrated green color with virtually no shadows, which in turn allows you to modify the background to anything you please using the chroma key in your editing software. A cute and also very wholesome texture pack is Hafen. Using these textures, you'll get yourself a bright, colorful world where every animal, block and item is reimagined. One of my favorite parts about Hafen is the deep dark biomes and specifically the monster within this place. And it's the Warden. With the Hafen pack, this mob will have a completely different design. One that is way cooler and intimidating. Fateful 3D is an add-on for the Fateful texture pack. The name could give you a hint of what this pack does. It makes some of the blocks buffier, giving this dynamic appearance. Not just the blocks, but tools, weapons and even items have been covered. I love this pack, and it is always a plus to have 3D models in the game. In keeping with that theme, Spawn Egg 3D makes the mob on the Spawn Egg stands out on the inventory and even on the item frame. I personally use this pack as a decorational method or for trolling reasons. Scones added the torches from Supplementaries mod. This is a great way to have those items in your world without needing to sacrifice vanilla. Better banners gives those blocks a detailed outlook. You'll notice layers and shadows on the banner. This change, although it may seem trivial, it can make all the difference with some custom banners. 3D Alchemy gives an unbelievable model to the Brewing stand, making it look absurd and hard to grasp. Items like the cauldron have also been textured, and it looked like a witchery cauldron. All of the potions, splash potions, and lingering potions have all been improved with this pack. With Fire Rekindled, you could expect some minor changes like different flames on torches, wiggly slime and honey, breathing beacon, reflections on the nether portals, 3D blocks, and a lot more. If you would like to simulate Minecraft promotional trailers, then Simplicius might be the option to consider. Similar to the BareBones pack, Simplicius decided to simplify the blocks along with giving them vivid colors, all of which in the purpose of getting closer and closer to Mojang trailers. The pack is currently under development and many mobs, blocks, and items are not textured yet, so in the meantime, I would say go for BareBones. One of my favorite packs for 3D items is the Tahiti 3D tools. With this pack installed, you'll get to use some professionally designed items, tools, and even armors. The pack currently covers all buckets, Totem of Undying, tools like the pickaxes and axes, and weapons like the sword, crossbow, and the casual bow. Better Boats is a small pack that you could use to slightly enhance the vanilla boats. This pack will make the boats a bit more detailed, but the only issue I have with it is, first, it needs Optifine to run, and second, where are my legs? Redstone Tweaks is very helpful as it will add a marker that will tell you how strong the redstone signal is. There are also many small changes in your GUI, and all of which makes redstone a lot easier to understand. You can use this pack to make the crops 3D when using the BareBones pack. This should help making your Mojang trailer recreation even better. Brewing Canvas turns some paintings into a full guide for brewing any type of potion. This guide has been directly taken from the Minecraft Wiki website, so all of the information here is accurate and easier to grasp. This pack will turn all of the functional blocks into detailed medieval containers. It's so convenient and can even be used with foreign texture packs such as BareBones. To reimagine your playthrough, I'd recommend checking out Sapix Craft. Not that this pack needs any introduction whatsoever, but it definitely needs your attention. This masterpiece managed to forge a unique cartoonish look, making the environment around you so alive and worth observing. This pack essentially covers every part of the game, with the 1.20 update not being free for now. Sapix Craft can also be obtained on Bedrock Marketplace. I mentioned lots of 3D packs, but the MB 3D items is different. With this pack installed, every single item in existence have been covered. Not a single one was left or forgotten, and the style of which this pack decided to adopt is honestly impeccable, yet relatively simple and easily slide into the vanilla Minecraft. This video only go through 50 packs. If you wish to get the other 50, I made a playlist for you containing the other 2 videos you could watch for that matter. Thanks for watching, and I hope the video was useful to you in any way. If so, a subscribe would be much appreciated. See ya in the next one, my friend.